Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars set review. Guys, we have Yoda. This is 75255, ages 10 plus, has a piece count of 1,771 pieces. So because of the set actually retails for 99 US dollars or $100, the price per piece ratio is pretty excellent on this set, believe it or not. All right. This set is very controversial amongst the fans. You know, I thought the Imperial Star Destroyer was a controversial set because of the price, but I think everybody has an opinion about this set. Either you like it or you don't, mainly because of these. Everybody's talking about, is this Yoda creepy? Is it weird looking? You know, did the LEGO designers go wrong with it? Or do you think it looks cool? Or do you like the design? Do you think it works with Yoda? Personally, I do think it's a little creepy looking. It's not the worst. I mean, he's definitely staring down your soul a little bit, but it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, there's plenty of stuff if you go to like a local store and see like Halloween stuff. There's plenty of stuff that'll look down your soul a lot more. But that's not the point. This Yoda, I don't know. Personally, I accepted the Clone Wars cartoon Yoda quite a bit. I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was like, that's cool. And that looks completely wonky in terms of proportions of Yoda. So having these weird-looking eyes on this Lego Yoda isn't the end of the world to me, personally. I'm pretty accepting of different designs of Star Wars characters, as long as it's done somewhat accurately, which, to be fair, this is a pretty accurate Yoda. And another thing I want to make a point about is I'm sure there's probably going to be some Lego fans that figure out a way to replace these creepy-looking eyes with a brick-built version eyes that I'm sure you could just buy some parts off for Bricklink for an extra, maybe $10 to replace them if they really get to you that much. Because, let's be honest, if it wasn't just, if the eyes were brick-built in this set, I don't think anybody would be complaining about it. The body, the head, it all looks fantastic. Checking out the box, you'll see it's actually a pretty good sizable box. It's actually kind of thick in the middle. And then on the back, you'll see that we get the plaque on this set. So technically this is an Ultimate Collector Series set to go along with R2-D2, BB-8, the Porg, all of these kind of Ultimate Collector Series-esque figure-built sets. You also actually get a minifigure of Yoda. But anyhow, guys, I'm not actually going to go do a time-lapse. I'm going to have a separate live stream building of this set. So if you want to go check that out, you're more welcome to. That'll be a separate video, and I'll link down below. So that also means we won't unbox it. So we're just going to go straight into the in-depth and see if this Yoda is really creepy. But before that, I do want to thank LEGO for actually providing this set for review. They didn't pay me or anything like that. This is all my own opinions. So without ado, let's go into the in-depth and see if this Yoda is creepy or not. Let's go. All right, guys, jumping into the in-depth of Yoda. Starting off with the one minifigure we get with this set is Yoda himself. It's the 2014 variant. I don't think it's any different from that one. Looks great, of course. And then you get this UCS stand that, or I would say it's an Ultimate Collector stand that has some interesting facts about Yoda on it. I think it's funny. Pretty much everything's like unknown about him. And then of course, 900 years old is always funny to see on the plaque there. So I really enjoy that. Moving on to the actual Yoda statue itself, you'll notice that I actually have the eyes in a sad position, and I think that makes I feel like the set automatically feels less creepy, or at least the eyes specifically feel less creepy when they're in the sadder position. You don't feel as, creeped out or intimidated, whatever. But when you do put it in the angry position, he looks a little strange. But it's not the worst in the world. I don't think it's as bad as I think a lot of people made it. But again, if you put it in the sad position, then I really don't think it's that bad. Turning the whole head around right now, you'll see that if you ignore the eyes, the actual sculpture of Yoda's head is done really well. Like, props to the Lego designer. You also see that you can actually move and wiggle the head, like in and out, turning it and everything, just like how you've been able to turn like BB-8's head. You also notice that the fingers are movable, but you really don't want to move them because there's no point. It just looks really strange if you kind of do. And then also you'll see how well the Lego designers have been able to, capture the Jedi robe and all of those kind of like folds and such with the Lego plates. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with that. You also see that Yoda actually has a full-on lightsaber in there. Like, it's not even like a fake-out lightsaber, like the Lego designer fully designed it. You also see that his feet also move, and there's actually a hole under him. I kind of wish they covered that up. It's a little ugly underneath of it. But nevertheless, you can move the feet, so I think that's a little interesting. They even have the little hood on the back there, so that's kind of neat.
I mean, if you ignore the eyes, I think this is a really, really well done sculpture. You can see the lightsaber here is actually very tall compared to Yoda himself. Has one big Technic rod going through the whole entire thing. So, I mean, it looks nice. Now, I want you to pay attention to those eyes. All right, what do you think? This is using the Brickhead's eyes now. This is a modification I saw on Facebook. Shout out to Andrew. You'll see, you're just taking the Brickhead's eyes. So if you have one of these, just put the eyes on there, and I think it looks night and day. Like I said earlier in the video, I knew there would be a fan modification, but I didn't realize it would come this fast.
Okay, guys, so we took the end depth of Yoda, and as you can see, as long as you make the eyes look sad and not angry like Lego did on the box, I don't think they're as creepy as I think a lot of you thought they would be. Ultimately, this is a really good value for what you're paying for. $100 for basically 1,800 pieces. The price per piece is excellent on this set. And not only that, but you're getting tons of plate pieces and sand green pieces that you could easily use for mocks. I definitely wish this set was out when I was building my Lego Scarif mock from Rogue One, because all of these parts would have been super useful for building a beach. And the value of is beating anything off Bricklink or even the Lego store, the Pick-a-Brick wall. You're getting so many different great parts actually out of this set. So, I mean, this is a great set if you want parts, but in terms of the actual set itself, I really don't think it's that bad. Pretend those eyes aren't there for a second. Everything else on this Yoda is perfect. The robe, the Jedi robe that Lego has created here, is all the ins and outs, all the little bubbles and air that kind of flows the robe around is really well recreated here. Even the Jedi, hoodie, or the hood, I should say, is even here. So, I mean, I'm very impressed. The hands move and all of that, or I should say the fingers move and the hands don't actually move. And the lightsaber looks great. The head, the ears, the back of his head looks great. I love the fact that you can move the head around and position it and kind of even like wiggle it around if you want, like, no. So, I mean, that's all really cool. Now, I gotta say, I think, excluding the eyes here, I actually think maybe they shouldn't have included the lightsaber. Because I feel like I'd say it's fair to say this is based off the prequel Yoda. So this is, the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith Yoda, where he's actually like battling people and stuff and actually using his lightsaber. In the original trilogy, 4 through 6, we never see Yoda use his lightsaber. And even in The Last Jedi, he's just there as a meditative guidance character rather than a battle character. So I feel like a lot of people associate Yoda with more of his guidance and wisdom rather than his battle actions. And don't get me wrong, Yoda had some great fights in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as well as, his fight with Count Dooku and Attack of the Clones. But I don't really feel like that's what you associate Yoda with the most. I feel like you associate it with him using the Force and stuff like that. So I feel like if we had a Yoda statue with his hand out, maybe like pretending to pull up the X-Wing from Episode 5 with his eyes closed and like using the Force, I feel like that might have connected more with fans actually. So I feel like maybe they went the wrong route going building this model off the prequel Yoda, or the battle ready Yoda, if you would. Don't get me wrong, I think this looks great and it's very accurate to the prequels version of Yoda. But again, I think maybe going that route would have been a little bit better. I think that would have might have connected with fans a little bit more. Other than that, though, excluding the lightsaber and just looking at the eyes here, I don't think the eyes are that bad, but I can also firmly say that it's super easy to modify this if you just want to put Lego bricks in there instead, like the original Yoda version from the early 2000s. It's very easy to get in here. There's no Technic or anything holding the head together. It's all just plates and stuff that's very easily removed. So you can get in here and totally remove the eyes and take them out. But, I also understand the fact that you're paying, $100. You want a set that actually, is complete and you don't have to modify it. And I get that point. But, I mean, the price per piece ratio, the value, excluding the eyes, the set's really well made. It's hard to argue that, honestly. I don't think it's that bad. I'm going to keep the eyes in probably unless I see a great modification online. As long as you make him look sad and you don't make him look angry, he's not really going to stare down your soul. You can also modify the eyes themselves are not a printed piece. They're just, some flat tile stud pieces. And you could easily take those out and swap them for different colors or something like that. Or clear pieces I've seen online with people modifying that part. So, I mean, there's easy ways to get around it if it scares you that much, because ultimately if you can get past the eyes, I do feel like this is a good buy. So, I mean, if you can get past that, I'd have to say this is a recommended set. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Definitely check out all my other Rise of Skywalker set reviews. I'm curious to see what you think. Ultimately, the functions that you get with moving his head, the details are so well recreated on Yoda here. I feel like it's good value. If you really hate the eyes that much, I just say modify them or change them in some way, because ultimately you are getting a really good set here. So, yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Don't forget to check out the other reviews and hit that subscribe button down below. Bye-bye, guys.